a little bit of an insight into it. It became a concept. Tourism Queensland has an advertising agency, and we asked them, we said, all right, okay, what can we do to make a difference? What can we do to explore what could happen into the world? And the advertising agency said to us that they came up with a concept that's not best job, but through lots of different dialogue, we ended up with best job. So what's best job? 60 second and not 1 second more little DVD was put in by 35,000 people to secure a 6-month job in the Whitsundays. The 35,000 DVDs, little tiny, was seen by a staff member at Tourism Queensland. So remember I said there's 150 of us? So everybody was involved. Originally, my department would have had nothing to do with this, but because we had to physically look at every single one of those 35,000 60-second promos, everybody had to do something. We also had them truthed by an accounting firm, an auditing firm. So each DVD was watched once by a staff member of Tourism Queensland and once by a KPMG staff member. They were then cut down to about 150. They were then cut down to 100, cut down to 50, cut down to 16. 15 of those were chosen by Tourism Queensland as a whole, and one of them was voted internationally. There were some people, like the Taiwanese applicant, who exploded the number of people who voted for her. She was way in excess of anyone else. Of the other people around the world, we created superstars. Our shortlisted 16, all of them now have jobs in their own countries. All of them have presence. It's like, for example, Tourism Victoria has taken on one of the 16 shortlisted as their promotional person. A big multinational hotel company has taken on one of our final 16 and given her a job forever, as far as everyone's concerned. Ben Southall, who was the winner, Tourism Queensland have just engaged him for a further year so that Ben can troop around the world and talk about the benefits of what's happening in Queensland. It's enormous. There's $400 million worth of free publicity that we got. It cost us $2 million in the end to do the program, but that included everything. So that included all our staff time, that included purchasing the space to get all the blogs going. It's everything. You probably don't know and you probably don't care, but we actually were invited by Oprah to be on her show. She did a best of show, and so she beamed into Hamilton Island and Ben got 15 minutes on the Oprah show. It's just enormous. As I said, we've never really looked into that side of it. It blew most of the staff away, how successful it was. There were things that went wrong. We ended up with a Russian porn star. She got through. Somehow we didn't have a box to tick that says, if you're a Russian porn star, please tick this box. But anyway, she got through to the 100, but no further than that. We did a couple of silly things. We did some pretend little 60-second DVDs. We didn't mean them to be anything but pretend. But someone in the international media thought we were putting up fake people and that a fake person would win the job. Never our intention, just our naivety to say, well, you know, we'll show you what it could look like. Some of them are really innovative. People wrote music scores. And it's a shame you can't see the DVD, but anyway, we can't focus on that. But there was a rap artist who did one based on Obama. There was a Canadian group who must have got every friend he ever knew. There was about 100 people in the DVD that all came in from everywhere singing songs in the like of Cats. Phenomenal. There were people who stood in bikinis in the middle of the snow and, you know, said, you must bring me here because I'm cold. And it was just amazing, the variety of the applicants that put their name in. Ben is fantastic. I had nothing to do with choosing him. I'd like to say I did, but he can talk to prince and pauper. He has the ability to show that he is he's reverent to everybody, but irreverent to most people. So it's a special person who can do that. He's at ease with our Premier. He's at ease with us. So fantastic, just fantastic person. And as I said, we've engaged him for a further year. And he works very hard. It may sound idyllic to spend 6 months on Hamilton Island, but there was an itinerary day on day. And we would give him some days off, which is very generous of us, really. But people from other places would say, well, you know, you haven't spent any time in the outback, so we'd negotiate, and he'd go out to the outback and do a little stint as well. So it was a big year for us because it consumed Tourism Queensland. But as I say, there's no other campaign that we have ever run that could get near the publicity that the Best Job did get for us. And there's no way that we would have the money to spend in market overseas so that we could have that sort of influence. So it was worth it. Everybody says, what's next? Well, there is a what's next. I can't tell you because it's a secret. But, you know, it puts a lot of pressure on us now. We've had several massive meetings of all of our staff trying to think of what to do, because there's a lot of pressure. We've won, Tourism Queensland and the advertising agency have won in excess of 30 gold awards around the world because of that campaign. So anything we do, we've now set the benchmark up here. So we've always got to be aspiring to be on top of that, it's a lot of pressure. It's really hard. So anyway, Best Job is a phenomenon. Part of its success, I guess, is that there now are 5 Best Jobs around the world. But come on, we were the first. So the others can call themselves Best Job, but I hate to say it, they're not going to get near the publicity that Tourism Queensland got from our Best Job because we did it first.